names of wines. Walk right through the door, it's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain-X. Elgin will hold its second public meeting on the Accessible Streets and Sidewalks Plan Thursday, December 11th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the center of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way. Residents can review proposed projects, provide feedback on priority routes, and help shape the city's plan to improve accessibility. A survey is also open through Christmas online. A historic house in downtown Plainfield will be transformed into a bed and breakfast style property for guests of sanctuary events. The village board unanimously approved the special use permit for the 1841 manor at 24044 West Main Street. Rentals will be limited to parties attending events at Sanctuary, with one group of up to 10 guests allowed at a time. The first floor will feature a king bedroom and bathroom, while the second floor will have 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Staff will include a property manager, housekeeping, and a guest experience coordinator. Owners say the manor will complement their event venue and hope to pursue landmark designation in the future. Batavia city officials have opened a temporary warming center at the police station.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance of snow after 11 p.m. Low around 15 with temperatures rising to around 23 overnight. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to tomorrow, a chance of freezing rain and rain after 5 p.m. Cloudy with a high near 34. Currently, it is 15 degrees with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
to another sports-filled Monday Mayhem on Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Welcome in. I wish it could be under better circumstances, but it kind of is what it is. You are currently listening to, as I said, Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Joined in studio is Andrew Scheid.
What's going on, Derrick? Very happy to be here. I love Mondays with you.
Well, it is good for you to be here. I am happy to have someone else in here to talk the Chicago Bears. And unfortunately, we are talking about a 28-21 loss to the Green Bay Woodpeckers. Kind of a tale of two games last night, if you will. Considering the fact that the Bears offense kind of was non-existent in the first half of the game, and kind of picked it up later on in the game, but it's all right. It is. What was that?
I have no clue what that was. What?
Okay, I haven't the slightest idea.
Reset. What?
I don't know. There was just like a loud bang, and I could only hope that everyone in the building is all right and not slipping and falling outside. I'm a little perplexed, but that's all right. It doesn't take anything really much to get my attention going wayward with all this squirrels and everything in the bell tower right now. But if you want to see Andrew or myself on video, please feel free to tune in at youtube.com at WRMN Radio. We are also accepting phone calls as well, so feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And if you're a little too shy, not Andrew, but shy, to call in, you could always do that on the text line at 505-926-1410. That is 505-926-1410. And why am I... First off, how do you feel about this Bears game, Andrew? Losing to the Packers by 7.
And I may get hounded for this one. But is it weird to say I feel like they kind of needed a loss to kind of say that, okay, we're not invincible and we can get beat, you know?
Well, and it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because I kind of echo the same sentiment. And the reason why I was saying that was because all through last week, I was playing, some of the clips of Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, where he keeps, the reason why he keeps on saying it's good to beat, and I'm paraphrasing right now, it's good to beat Matt LaFleur twice in a year.
I mean, it is. It really is. It feels good. It
is. It feels good. And he did so with the Detroit Lions, right?
Right.
And he also said that in his very first press conference when he was announced as the Chicago Bears head coach, right?
Right.
And is it a little weird? And I know that I should probably have my coaches back at all times. I should have the teams back at all times. But I also kind of think that maybe a little bit big for his britches. And that's like, oh, hey, the chickens are coming home to roost.
Right.
And the team was maybe feeling a little too good about themselves going 5 games in a row, winning in the fashion, especially that quote-unquote statement game against the Philadelphia Eagles on Black Friday. So I'm kind of in the mindset of, well, they didn't get blown out.
Right.
They looked... Even though they look like Smurf in the first half.
Oh, they truly did, and there's no sugarcoating it.
No. I mean, Caleb Williams was, I believe, the Bears struggled in the first half with only 71 yards. They were 1 for 7 on third down. And in the second half, They got 244 yards, and they were 7 for 9 on third downs, and obviously they still lost. But Caleb Williams, he looked a complete 180 from how he looked in the first half.
I mean, it's like you alluded to at the beginning of the show. It was like it was two different games being played last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, and so with that being said, Micah Parsons, while he was wreaking havoc all game, I don't think that he got a sack. I need to look this up.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I know he got a lot of pressures in there. I don't think he ever got a sack.
I think there was like 8 or 9 pressures. And I because in that second half, it was like, oh, Caleb, get out of the way. Oh my God, Micah Parsons coming to kill him. Yeah. Oh my God, and I mean, it was a rough and physical game from the very outset, from the very beginning onset of the game.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and the tone setter, and they played it a replay like 3 or 4 times, was the Kyle Monungai's run up the middle where he went head to head, literally.
Yeah.
With the linebacker on the Green Bay Packers, and you're seeing bits and pieces of the Green Bay Packers helmet flying off.
And he sustains that hit. It's not like that's the hit that brought him down. I mean, he sustains that hit and keeps going.
Which was absolutely, that was like one of my first, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. And I'm watching the game. I'm having a little, something to eat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a little bit more colorful language than that. I think I might have said frickin' frackin' or something at that point.
Right, like we always do.
Or like holy smurf.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then it was like, I couldn't believe that both of those guys stayed in the game, because that was one hell of a hit.
Yeah, and it's like Tom Brady alluded to, and I think both you and I have played in cold weather, where that stuff just gets hard. And when you're hitting the helmet like that, it's just hard.
Yeah, and it was no fault through the linebacker of the Packers or Kyle Monungai, because Monungai got hit, but he drove through the initial contact of it, went into the linebacker, and they just, head to head. And correct me if I'm wrong, NFL, but when there's a hard hit like that in a football game, aren't you supposed to, protect your players and check on some concussion stuff right there?
Pull them for at least 1 to 2 plays, I think it is. Or
I mean, not so much Monungai.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that was lowering the battering ram on that one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and it looked like he got rocked, the linebacker for the Packers. He got rocked pretty damn good. And and I'm, you can't see me because, unless you're watching on YouTube here, but, the whole, I'm doing the arm thingy, that you might see out on like a used car dealership or whatever. My hands going every which way and my body just like flipping and flopping around here. And that's kind of like hey, Brennan, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. But that's kind of like what the linebacker looked like a little bit after that hit. So, I mean, there was that. But, I mean, yeah, so first half of the game, Bears really couldn't do much.
Right.
Then they finally got the running game going. But, I mean, it was also kind of disappointing to see at least 3 defensive breakdowns, in that second half that led to scores by the Green Bay Packers. Because, man, that secondary yesterday for the Chicago Bears, I don't know if it's because they haven't been playing all that much with one another. Jalen Johnson coming back, he looked a little lost. Whether Tremaine Edmonds, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him. He seems to be hurt yet again. And then C.J. Gardner Johnson. Yeah, wow. He definitely does not look like he is a cover corner. No. I think he's more of like the stick in the run game kind of thing. And, so a couple of those touchdown bombs that the Jordan Love era produced yesterday was just a little, a little nerve-wracking, if you will. But you're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN, 1410 AM, with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. He's Andrew Scheid, and we will be back on the other side of this break.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out, every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out, Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM, or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what, you're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Well, that went over like a lead balloon because I was hoping that button got fixed and I wouldn't, anyway. The reverb.
Yeah.
Derrick Geyer. And yeah, well, now I got to talk to some people about doing that and getting it back up and running, but whatever. I am, in fact, your host, Derrick Geyer, alongside with Andrew Scheid here on Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM. And while the Chicago Bears lost yesterday 28-21 to the Green Bay Woodpeckers, I really am excited for this because it came down to the final play of the game.
I mean, it really did. I mean, and I was not expecting that. Going into halftime, I was like, okay, is Ben Johnson going to talk to them in the locker room? What's going to be said?
Well, and you bring up a key point there, because clearly they made some halftime adjustments.
Right.
They came out, okay, we need to do better doing this. We need to, running the ball, passing the ball. Because at one point, I think, I seen the god-awful stat, Caleb Williams was like 1 for 7 with 2 yards.
Yeah, it was like really bad for a number 1 overall draft pick. I mean, really bad.
Well, yeah. And it can, see, my boggle is, and the boggle that I have is come down to crunch time in the fourth quarter when your team is trailing and the Bears are trailing, and then all of a sudden that's when Super Caleb Williams. He's got the cape on.
Right.
He's playing hero ball. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, he has his Smurf together.
Right.
Why can't we do that the rest? Or why can't he do that the other 2 or 3, quarters in the game leading up to the fourth quarter?
I have no clue. I mean, and it astounds me how this guy can be really good at fourth quarter football, but then suck the other 75% of the time. I don't want to say suck to the point where he shouldn't be playing in the National Football League, but I mean, he's not progressing to where he should be. Not saying that he's not the Bears' future franchise quarterback. There's just a lot of work that needs to still be done there.
Yeah. And I mean, a prime example is, I want to say it was maybe the third quarter, and I forget who he was passing to, but he was scrambling for his life. Micah Parsons was on his ass.
Right.
And or one of the defenders was on his ass. I don't know, because I'm screaming at the television going, get out of there! Throw the GD ball. Get the frick out! I mean, I'm losing my Smurf there.
Right.
And if I was at a bar, thankfully I was the only one at my house, yesterday watching the Bears game, because everyone else went out to the bar, and I was just like, no, I need to.
Right.
But
sometimes you just need that piece.
and then he throws it, and it was a dot. And it was, probably one of the best throws that I've seen him have all season long so far.
And I know the throw you're talking about. I'm watching the same thing, and I'm looking up, I was like, what the heck did I just watch? And I'm like...
and I was quite literally not quite literally. I was almost literally a jack in the box. You could call me a jack, and I'll just be in the box. But I had the spring under my arse, kind of like, jumping out of the chair. And that was a nice play. And then 2 or 3 plays later, he follows it up with another one on the sideline yet again.
Right.
So it's like, there's that stuff. We see that stuff.
Which is the makings of a good quarterback in some ways.
Well, definitely, in my humblest of humble fanboy opinion, where it's, well, he's got that arm talent. Now, when I say that arm talent, the arm talent where he's scrambling around, his head is on fire or his hair is on fire, he's running for his life. And then there's the other side of that where he's sitting in the pocket
with all the time in the world.
And somehow, some way, he throws the ball behind a receiver. He throws the ball 2 feet in front of the receiver to where he can't catch it.
Or
it's high. It's
throws
low.
It right in his chest, but too hard, and it bounces right off. I mean,
well, go on.
I mean, it's all that stuff that happens. But I mean, you're right. What is going on here that he plays better when he's under pressure and being chased, and when he's not, he's just like a whole different quarterback. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it.
Maybe I can. And this is a thought that just popped into my head. And by no means am I, or have I ever been, an NFL quarterback.
Right.
But I did play a fair amount of baseball back in the day. I did get to college level, but whatever. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I remember there were certain times when I was thinking too damn much.
Right.
And he even said something about like thinking about stuff too damn much in the post-game presser after yesterday's loss to the Packers, where I almost think because he's running around with his hair on fire, figuratively, of course,
right,
and being chased for his life because, make no mistake about it, they're trying to kill him, that all of a sudden everything just goes away.
Right.
Everything, it doesn't matter. It's like you're watching one of those movies or, like one of the Kevin Costner movies. Not like you would know who the hell Kevin Costner is. Because
I do.
Oh, okay, cool.
I do, trust me.
I thought maybe you were a little too young for that.
No.
But where, all right, I'm going with the baseball movie because this is like the best thing that I could think of, where he's a Detroit Tiger pitcher and he's on the mound and he's like, clear the mechanism. And all of a sudden it's like the players go away. Then he's like, then the fans go away. And he's just so locked in on him and the catcher playing catch that is what transpires. Right. Where it's like Caleb just forgets about everything else. Everything goes away. He sees it. He's got the tunnel vision or whatever. And he just does it. As opposed to the pocket, where you just said, Andrew, he's got all the time in the world. And he's just thinking too damn much.
It's a good thought. I think it's the most spot-on thought that anyone could posit.
I mean, I really truly think that I'm not to toot my own horn, but I think that might be the issue. Because if you think about like the easiest thing to do and you overthink it and you're overthinking it, my goodness, you're going to like mess that thing up. We are going to be playing our favorite game. What's our favorite game? Oh, Inside the Numbers or By the Numbers. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A historic house in downtown Plainfield will be transformed into a bed and breakfast style property for guests of sanctuary events. The village board unanimously approved the special use permit for the 1841 manor at 24044 West Main Street. Rentals will be limited to parties attending events at sanctuary with one group of up to 10 guests allowed at a time. The first floor will feature a king bedroom and bathroom, while the second floor will have 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Staff will include a property manager, housekeeping, and a guest experience coordinator. Owners say the manor will complement their event venue and hope to pursue landmark designation in the future. Batavia city officials have opened a temporary warming center at the police station of North Island Avenue in response to the extreme cold advisory. The center, open until noon, is available to elderly residents, families with young children, and others at higher risk from freezing temperatures. Officials caution that the center does not offer sleeping, hygiene, or food storage facilities. Visitors should also check in via the vestibule phone. Residents are also being urged to exercise caution outdoors, especially those with health conditions or mobility challenges, as dangerously cold weather continues across the area. Starting January 1st, hundreds of new Illinois laws will take effect, many impacting health and wellness. Insurance companies will now be required to cover brand name drugs when generics are unavailable, menopause health visits, infertility treatments, colonoscopies, and advanced breast imaging. Elgin will hold its second public meeting on the Accessible Streets and Sidewalks Plan Thursday, December 11th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the center of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way. Residents can review proposed projects, provide feedback on priority routes, and help shape the city's plan to improve accessibility. A survey is also open through Christmas online. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals. And it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow after 11 p.m. with mostly cloudy skies. Low around 15, with temperatures rising to around 23 overnight. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to Tuesday, a chance of freezing rain and rain after 5 p.m. with cloudy skies. High near 34. Currently, it is 12 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN. My goodness, folks. That is not all. Take 3. And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Holy Smurf. I am the tongue-tied one. I am your host, Derrick Geyer, alongside, sitting in with me in studio, Andrew Scheid.
What's going on, everybody?
Man, that was a rough re-entry if I ever did hear one. Or said one. Probably not even in my top 10, to be honest with you. But it is a Bears loss Monday, which means It's one of my favorite segments in the football season. It is By the Numbers. And this is in an article that I stumbled across way back at the very beginning of the season by Larry Mayer. He is the senior writer of the ChicagoBears.com. You could find this By the Numbers at ChicagoBears.com/news/by the numbers at Packers 2025 Week 14. All right, Andrew, what do you got for me?
All right, the first number up is 3.
3. Okay, and this is where I'm supposed to be guessing what it is the number 3 signifies. I'm going to go with the number of... No, that would not be accurate. Okay, the number of touchdown passes Jordan Love threw against the defense yesterday.
You're close, but wrong. You're in the right ballpark, wrong section.
Okay, let me have it.
3 consecutive possessions on which the Bears scored in the second half, erasing deficits of 14-3 and 21-11. To tie the game 21-21, Caleb Williams threw a 1-yard touchdown passes to both receivers Olamide Zaccheaus and tight end Colson Loveland, and Carlos Santos made a 41-yard field goal.
Okay. What's the next number?
This one's a percentage, a little different. 16.9%.
16.9%. What is 16.9%? I have absolutely no clue that I am going to get this correct.
It's all right. I would have stumbled on this one too. 16.9%, the completion probability of Williams' touchdown pass to Olamide Zaccheaus, according to Next Gen Stats, making it the most improbable completion of the quarterback's 2-year career.
Yeah, that was quite the touchdown pass that he did, because it actually hit off the defender's hands, went through his hands, and went into Zaccheaus' hands for that touchdown. What do we got next?
27-18.
27-18. Why does this sound 27-18?
Because I think we've actually done this one before. The numbers have just changed.
Okay. So by that clue, I'm going to go with the number of interceptions and takeaways.
This is correct. 27-18. Takeaways and interceptions, respectively, by the Bears defense this season. The most in the NFL in both categories. C.J. Gardner-Johnson registered his first interception Sunday in his 6th game with the Bears and becomes the 6th member of the defense to pick off a pass this year. He also led the Bears with 10 tackles.
Wow, he led the Bears with 10 tackles yesterday?
I guess so. I mean, that's not something I necessarily keep count of, but he was really in there a lot when it comes to taking guys down.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, his name did get mentioned quite a bit, but for some unfortunate stuff as well.
This is true.
What do we got next?
4.
What is the number of fourth downs that? No. 4. 3 after 4. 4 before 5. I have no idea.
4 receiving touchdowns by Colson Loveland this season, tied for the most by an NFL rookie tight end with the Colts' Tyler Warren and the Browns' Harold Finn Jr. I apologize to him
Jr.
I apologize to him for butchering.
Harold Fannin the Flames Jr.
Yep.
Okay, what's next?
This one's a little weird. 8.5.
8.5.
Well, I guess not weird if you're looking at it from a defensive perspective.
Oh, see, I wish you wouldn't have said it, because it would have given me a little bit more credibility on the amount of pressures that Micah Parsons had on Caleb Williams yesterday.
No.
Oh, okay. 8.5. That's the number of inch. No, can't say that. I don't know.
8.5 sacks by Montez Sweat this season, the most by a Bears player. The veteran defensive end dropped Packers quarterback Jordan Love for a 12-yard loss in the first quarter and has now generated 7.5 sacks in his season last 8 games.
Okay. You know, one of the things that like really kind of like irked me yesterday, and I didn't see it because I was a little late to the party. I was a little bit late to the start of the game because I wanted to just get into it. But, you know, for whatever reason, the DVR just, you know, didn't catch the very beginning of the game.
Right.
So I missed the interception by Gardner Johnson, right? But when you are talking about turning the ball over, which we just did,
right,
and going 3 and out, which the Bears did, that is a no bueno.
Right.
And don't even get me started on whatever the hell that Cairo Santos kickoff was. Anyway. No, go ahead. Talk about it.
Oh, God. Can someone please tell me where that came from? Who made that call? What the hell happened? If he didn't have enough socks under his cleat to where it hurt his foot. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but that is not the quintessential Cairo Santos we have seen all year. And I think that's what irked me the most out of that play.
And I think maybe, just maybe, that's like one of those newfangled kickoffs that, you know, that has been trying to go around the league.
Right.
You know, because they want the ball to be like, you know, tumbling as opposed to like, you know, end over end. They want that side spin or something.
Right, yeah.
To maybe go off the hands or just like bounce it, and the receiver needs to down it in like the, you know, in the what is it, the no fly zone?
Yeah.
The drop zone or whatever the hell.
I mean, I'm still trying all these rules, man.
But I mean that's like. Yeah, that's one of the harebrained ideas that I have in my head. What do we got next, Mr. Andrew Scheid?
16-5. This is a new one that has not hit by the numbers yet.
16-5. 16-5. Let's see. 16-5. I have no idea.
16-5 degrees and wind chill temperatures, respectively, at kickoff in Green Bay.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Which is what we were just talking about earlier, how hard the helmets get and why the plastic went flying and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because as I was watching, yes, it was 16-5 degrees, but as the game was going on, it kept on getting colder.
And colder and colder.
Yeah. So, and I can only imagine what the temperature of the Bears game is going to be this weekend because against the Cleveland Browns. Woo-wee.
Okay. 24. We got 2 more here. 24.
24. What are the 24-inch pythons that Hulk Hogan used to have?
I wish, but nope.
No. Or was it 12-inch?
I'm not sure.
I think it was 24-inch pythons, baby. No. 24, 2 feet. 2 dozen. Yeah, I got nothing.
24 yards that receiver Devin Duvernay gained on a fourth quarter catch on what was the only offensive snap he played in the game.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That I mean, and then he ends up sliding about like a yard on the field to make sure that he actually completed the catch. So that was a good one. What's up next?
Last one, 13.
What is Taylor Swift's "And My Lucky Number"?
I'm not even gonna touch that one.
Yeah, I like 13. I also like Taylor Swift. What is wrong with being a Swiftie? I don't understand.
In my perspective, I feel like she ruined the NFL last year. I don't want to say ruined, but took a lot of the focus off the players and put it on her and Travis Kelce's relationship.
How does it matter? They ended up winning back-to-back Super Bowls here.
I get it, but
does it matter?
Look at what they did last year in the Super Bowl. They didn't even look like they deserved to be there.
Hey, Maybe because now all of a sudden they are not going to be, the AFC's top, dog this year, and they actually have to prove something.
And it's now just been announced they can no longer win their division, so that's going to be a new wrinkle in it to see how things go in the AFC.
So what are they, like 6-7 right now then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, too bad, so sad. I mean, you've been to the game or the dance like so often. I mean, I have absolutely no sympathy for y'all.
I think that was one of the catalysts, and I guess we can go into this more for the beginning of the Bills game.
Yeah,
was it now being someone else's number being called instead of number 15 now?
Yeah, I could see that. But and then as I was, so I worked a basketball game. I worked a basketball game over this past weekend, and I was talking with one of the AV directors, or, I'm not even sure what her title is, but she's a Giants fan, right? A New York Giants fan. And, it's like, they're having a Smurfy season, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't think they expected this.
Yeah, probably not. But then, I being the smart ass that I am, I was like, oh, well, my condolences. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Right. It was like, and then, I had to think about this because it was like under the radar, clever as hell. And she was like, because I was kind of giving her the business a little bit. And when all of a sudden she was like, yeah, that's all right. I've seen my two Super Bowls. I have my quarterback that's almost going to be in the Hall of Fame. And then she just left it like that.
Right.
And I'm like, it didn't take me until I was out of the gym in my car on the way home. Like, oh, she just dropped like, some, here, take this, you smart.
I would have looked at her and said, well, I already have my team that has the most Hall of Famers of any team in the NFL. I mean,
yeah, sure, that's great and all, but I mean, 40 years, man. It's been 40 years now since we've actually won the Super Bowl, or the Bears have won the Super Bowl.
Right.
When they go into, if they make the playoffs,
right,
and I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't.
I mean, I don't either. And I honestly, like I said at the beginning of the show, I think this loss against the Packers is going to show them we're not invincible, and say, hey, we need to start playing maybe with not 100%, but maybe 110%.
Yeah. And yes, for those of you that are making comments and jokes at my expense on the youtube.com at WRMN feed, or I'm sorry, WRMN radio on YouTube, yes, I am a Swiftie. I make no apologies about it. So what is the number 13, Andrew?
Days until the Bears and Packers face each other again at Soldier Field. It is the shortest span between their two games since the Bears' 1985 Super Bowl championship season, when they hosted the Packers Monday, October 21st, and then visited Green Bay 13 days later on November 3rd. Now, for those that don't know yet, the game against the Packers is now actually a night game.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
7 o'clock on Saturday, the 20th. So
that is interesting, too. It's a Saturday night instead of a Sunday night.
Yeah, so I guess there's a couple games going on that Saturday, so they decided to move that game to the later time slot. Hey, we are done with By the Numbers. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Me coming out of the closet being a Taylor Swift fan. Not really. It is very well known. Yeah, you can make your faces all you want there, Andrew, but that is all right.
The fact people are hounding you on the YouTube is like...
That's all right. I give a fair amount of Smurf. I could take a lot of Smurf. If you can't give... if you can give, you better damn well be able to receive it in reciprocity.
This is true.
With that being said, this is Big Top Sports, and we will be back after these messages.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, and in studio with me today and every Monday so far. Well, last few weeks anyway. I shouldn't say so far.
Yeah.
I'm talking myself into a corner here.
It's all right. I think we're allowed to. In the broadcasting game and in the radio game, I think we're allowed to back ourselves at a corner, so just a little bit there.
Yeah, talking myself in a corner with Andrew Scheid, coming soon to WRMN programming. But hey, I said that we're accepting calls, and we are indeed. So, hello caller, what is your name and what do you want to talk about?
Swifty.
Oh, I should hang up on you right now, Jeff. No, I'm just joking.
I can't help it. When he said that, I started laughing. Oh my God! All right, no. Anyway, I was impressed yesterday, but again,
about what?
I don't know why we didn't run it. See, this is the funny part about it. Last 2 or 3 games, Caleb ran it.
Mm-hmm.
He could have gotten the first. He could have gotten the first down. They could have won that game. They were this close to winning that game, or tying it. But now, and I do give it to the Bears. They impressed the heck out of me. So, I mean, and if they can't win next week, here's the thing. My problem has always been with the Bears that they're this close. They're this close to going to playoffs, right?
Yep.
And in the last couple of years, it's in bust a bubble. It is. And one of my friends said this 4 or 5 years ago. I think he said, well, it's okay if we back into it. I remember the last time we had a playoff, we backed into it because we lost pretty much most of the back half of the season. We still backed into it. So
right.
I don't call that winning.
No.
Okay. So in my opinion, the Bears have got what they need. They were lacking talent on the defense, which if they get him back, the next time we play Packers, all I can say is the Packers watch out, because I think they're going to beat the Packers this next time around. I was okay with a split, if you get a split. But I wouldn't say if they lose against Packers twice, I'm not sure that they're capable of going any further. So,
yeah, and it's definitely one of those things where, yeah, I am much more comfortable losing to them in the fashion that they did yesterday. And the reason why is because, well, the Bears could have actually tied it up and potentially won the game. You know, whether or not they decide to run the ball and or, you know, do what they did. Caleb Williams he was thinking too much on this particular play, the last play of the game.
All right, boys.
Thanks,
Later, Gators.
Thanks for calling in, Jeff. I appreciate it. And with that being said, he was just thinking too much. Now, with it being like 4-1 in the location of the ball, where the ball was at the time, dude, they were running the hell out of the ball, and they were making good yardage, good plays running the ball. Even Matt LaFleur and the defensive coordinator for the Packers were saying that they were expecting them to run the ball. And that you better damn well should have known that they would have had that play scouted that won the game against the Philadelphia Eagles the week before, or, you know, with the Black Friday game.
And the only thing I could think of Caleb was thinking in that moment was they knew the run was coming, and he didn't want to chance it.
Big Top Sports, WRMN.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now, 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A historic house in downtown Plainfield will be transformed into a bed and breakfast style property for guests of sanctuary events. The village board unanimously approved the special use permit for the 1841 manor at 24044 West Main Street. Rentals will be limited to parties attending events at sanctuary, with one group of up to 10 guests allowed at a time. The first floor will feature a king bedroom and bathroom, while the second floor will have 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Staff will include a property manager, housekeeping, and a guest experience coordinator. Owners say the manor will complement their event venue and hope to pursue landmark designation in the future. Batavia city officials have opened a temporary warming center at the police station of North Island Avenue in response to the extreme cold advisory. The center, open until noon, is available to elderly residents, families with young children, and others at higher risk from freezing temperatures. Officials caution that the center does not offer sleeping, hygiene, or food storage facilities. Visitors should also check in via the vestibule phone. Residents are also being urged to exercise caution outdoors, especially those with health conditions or mobility challenges, as dangerously cold weather continues across the area. Starting January 1st, hundreds of new Illinois laws will take effect, many impacting health and wellness. Insurance companies will now be required to cover brand name drugs when generics are unavailable, menopause health visits, infertility treatments, colonoscopies, and advanced breast imaging. Elgin will hold its second public meeting on the Accessible Streets and Sidewalks Plan Thursday, December 11th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the center of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way. Residents can review proposed projects, provide feedback on priority routes, and help shape the city's plan to improve accessibility. A survey is also open through Christmas online. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals. And it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Batavia city officials have opened a temporary warming center at the police station of North Island Avenue in response to the extreme cold advisory. The center, open until noon, is available to elderly residents, families with young children, and others at higher risk from freezing temperatures. Officials caution that the center does not offer sleeping, hygiene, or food storage facilities. Visitors should also check in via the vestibule phone. Residents are also being urged to exercise caution outdoors, especially those with health conditions or mobility challenges, as dangerously cold weather continues across the area. Starting January 1st, hundreds of new Illinois laws will take effect, many impacting health and wellness. Insurance companies will now be required to cover brand name drugs when generics are unavailable, menopause health visits, infertility treatments, colonoscopies, and advanced breast imaging. Elgin will hold its second public meeting on the Accessible Streets and Sidewalks Plan Thursday, December 11th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the center of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way. Residents can review proposed projects, provide feedback on priorities.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow after 11 p.m. with mostly cloudy skies. Low around 15, with temperatures rising to around 23 overnight. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to Tuesday, a chance of freezing rain and rain after 5 p.m. with cloudy skies. High near 34. Currently, it is 12 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
When tragedy strikes, you need more than a lawyer, you need a voice. Romanucci and Blandon fight for justice in cases of personal injury, wrongful death, civil rights, and medical malpractice. With over $1 billion recovered, their results speak loud. Call 312-458-1000 or visit rblaw.net. That's 312-458-1000. Romanucci and Blandon, national impact, personalized care. No fee unless they win. Proud supporter of America's First Responders Fest.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer,
Yes, that means I'm back on the air here on WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports. Yours truly, and in studio with me is Andrew Scheid.
What's going on, Derrick?
What, you forget your name and your cue that you're supposed to talk or something?
Man.
Okay. Well,
I was trying to come in with more energy, but I guess it did work that way.
Okay, well...
I need to time that. I need to time that better.
Before we get going on any further, don't forget to tune in to the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if you are an ardent fan of the morning show, which I am, but quite honestly, I've been trying to catch up a little bit more on my sleep, and so I've kind of been missing it from here or there. I might make an appearance on their show tomorrow.
I was about to say, I was just on the Friday after Thanksgiving for half an hour.
Oh yeah,
I gotta say, Elliot grills me more than you do. I will say that.
Well, Elliot is quite the curmudgeon. That's right. I said it. Elliot, the L Train, Serrano can be quite the curmudgeon. Uh-huh. Stick that in your Indiana Jones pipe and smoke it, buddy. I said that. Uh-huh. That's what I said. I said it. That's what I said. But also go to the WRMN Facebook page to check out Susie C's question of the day, which is, what are some of the best lyrics in a song? So answer now or go live on YouTube at WRMN Radio tomorrow. And without further ado, hello, Mr. Marcus Mack of The Truth About Chicago Sports.
What is up, my brother?
Well, currently not the standings for the Chicago Bears.
Hey,
this is true.
Hey, guess what? I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do and freak out. Okay?
What? Oh, okay. Have you been paying attention? Wait, hold on, Marcus. Have you even been listening to this show today? And like how we're not like freaking out, and how we both said, that this was a good thing, that the Bears needed a kick in the ass.
Hear me out. That's why I said.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do and freak out.
Hold on, Marcus. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Take two. And joining us now on Big Top Sports, it is the one, the only Marcus Mack from The Truth About Chicago Sports, where you could hear him every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. How you doing, Marcus?
Sir, I'm doing great. And guess what? I'm going to ask you, who's coming with me? Because you know what?
Where are we going?
I was about to say.
I was sipping the Kool-Aid. After the Eagles game. But what they showed me against the Packers, I have turned the gallon jug is flipped all the way up, and I'm drinking. Because what I saw was a team that hasn't arrived yet. No. We're at the best part of it.
Okay, hold on a second. I got a question then. What the hell are you talking about, the gallon?
The gallon jug of Kool-Aid.
Oh,
the Bears.
What are we talking about?
I'm drinking the gallon jug. Baby.
I'm sure there was someone else out there listening right now that was going, "What the hell is he talking about?" Because I had absolutely no idea what you're like. Oh, well, wow. Okay, I am squirrel. Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? No, I might not have enunciated jug. But I did. You go back to the tapes and review if you need to. But the gallon jug of Kool-Aid.
Okay.
You know what? The Bears are right. What we're watching is what I always love in sports. I love the journey. The journey in sports is just as fun as the championship, the story. Think about that Bulls team. There's a story before the Bulls became the Bulls, and that was called the Detroit Pistons. There was a story for the Chicago Bears. Okay, there was a story before the Bears won that 85 Super Bowl, all right? And the Bears went and had to fulfill that story, and that was the New York Giants, all right? The New York Giants were the big bad boys of that time in the 80s.
I thought that was the 49ers.
No, the 49ers were arriving. Montana's timeline kind of right after the Bears and right in between it because he had to throw to Dwight Clark. I don't know. I believe that was 80.
I thought it was like 83, 84 that they lost in the NFC Championship game to the 49ers.
That was 84 where they literally looked at him and said, bring your offense next time.
But they lost to the Giants as well, if I'm correct. They lost to the Giants one year in the playoffs, and they came back and they avenged that by destroying the Giants in 85. And it was that game where everybody was like, yeah, they're going to mop the Patriots. You know,
right.
Like it was the journey. It was the journey. The Bears are on that journey. The Packers are that big bad wolf. The Packers are the Detroit Pistons. The Packers are those dudes. And we now have found out that we can play with them.
True. This is true, but what wasn't true is that and I'm going to take the credit for this one. Yeah, the Bears lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game in 84.
It was 84 they lost to the 49ers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you are 100% correct as far as how you're feeling about the Packers and the Bears losing to them, yesterday. Because I am all about that because if it was a complete and total blowout, and they absolutely looked like Smurf the whole entire game, then I would have been like, okay, well, we've all seen this movie before. But no, I was actually quite happy at the end of the game, despite the fact that whatever, interception was that Caleb threw and, yeah.
And I think that's what people are dwelling on is that last play of the game. They're not looking at the fact of, the whole second half, they played way much better and all that. They're just looking at that last play of the game. Caleb threw an interception, and that's it. And we lost to the Packers.
And that's fine, right? Because let's break that down. And here's the deal: if it comes down to that, right, then that's what I want. I want it to come down to that. Let it be on the Bears, win it or lose it. Okay, you know what? Hats off. You won. The Packers were at home. We were on the road. Mm-hmm. The Bears playing one of the best defenses in the NFC. They didn't do anything in that first half to help, and that was on the whole team, from Ben Johnson calling 6 pass plays to start the game. Like, for real? You've got Mighty Benunga and Swift, and it took you to the Bears' third possession for one of them to get a handoff? I mean, just, before we start dumping on Caleb, how about we talk about it all? It's easy to go to that last play, because he threw an interception, and that sucked. But it didn't have to come down to that. If there was better play call in the first quarter, Colston Loveland got to make that catch. Got to make that catch in the first quarter instead of bobbling to the ground. Thank goodness it wasn't ruled a fumble.
Right.
Okay. Caleb can't throw the ball, catch the ball, tackle people, and everything. Yeah, the interception sucked, but he was going for the win, and I can live with that. The guy's in his second year. We're comparing him to Jordan Love, who's been in the NFL for 7 years under the same system, and he's still better than this dude.
I mean, and I think that's what gets me. And this, I will say, pisses me off with people because they always come to me. It's like, they need to start Bajent and Paul Williams. He's not doing good, and we need to fix this. And I keep telling them, Bajent is not going to start a game unless something really, really, really bad happens.
I'm glad you went down that road instead of saying that, you should start Bajent, because I was going to mute your mic, kick your ass out of the studio.
Oh, he wasn't going to talk anymore.
And then I was just like, okay, this Monday thing that we're doing, Andrew, it is no longer.
No, because it was over. It was over but you know what? I knew he wasn't going there because Andrew's a smart bear. a Bears fan. He's also a smart analyst. He's a really good, keen pundit, and I picked that up on him right away. And the same with you, Derrick. And that's why we can have this real honest discussion, even though the loss. No, we never want to lose to the Packers, right? It hurt.
Of course.
It hurt to lose like that when we know we had a chance to at least, maybe go for the I'm not going to say tie, because if we scored, we weren't tied. We'd have had to make a choice, and I'm pretty sure Ben Johnson was going to go for two.
No doubt.
In that cold.
Probably.
In that cold on the road? No, he was not. He was not going for 1 point. He was going for two the whole way.
I have a question for you, Marcus, as far as Caleb Williams is concerned. Now, there are, as far as my guesstimation, there are two different styles of play for Caleb Williams. There's the one under the center. There's the one where he's being, or actually three. There's one where he's being rolled out. And then there's the third where he's running for his GD life and his hair is on fire. What, out of those three versions of Caleb Williams, which do you think is the best version of Caleb?
Right now, Caleb rolling out to his right, which is why I was surprised that play was called for him to roll out to his left, because the dude's right-handed. So, to roll out to your left, you have to reposition your body. And I'm going to tell you what, here's the thing. People can say, oh, he needed to set his feet, this and that. No. Caleb can make that throw. That's the reason why Ben Johnson called the play. He has seen Caleb make that throw to Cole Kmet. You give him 9 more chances, I guarantee you he lofts it up with enough distance. He's still a young guy. It was the last moment. Right. And man, hey, this was his biggest game that he's ever played in up to this point. This is once again going back to why I say the kid is only in his second year. This was his first playoff atmosphere style game. Okay. And you know what? I guarantee you he will bounce back from that. He has already learned from that. You give him the chance to make that play again, I promise you, he lost that ball high enough and deep enough so that Cole Kmet just got him right in his breadbasket. Because the Packers defender was beat. He was beat. He was actually trying to guard DJ Moore and just so happened to peep Cole Kmet in the back, and the ball was a tad underthrown. And Cole Kmet, I've heard some other pundits say he could have fought for it a little bit more. It's hard, man, when you're out there running and, you've played sports, Derrick, you know what it's like when you got in that moment where you got to make a play and you're trying to, your body's moving one way. It's not as easy as people think to just make your body just go and pivot and go another direction.
Well, and with that being said, if people are thinking that he needs to go up there and fight for the ball, I mean, that's the sole purpose of what he was doing in the end zone. He sees the ball, he's going after the ball. He's not really paying attention to the defenders that are in and around him.
He's looking at that football.
And he's looking at that football and I don't really think that he knew that there was a defender in front of him that was going to snake it from him. As simple as that. And the reason why I asked you the question about, the three different versions of Caleb was because earlier on in this, segment or, show with Andrew here on Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with Marcus Mack calling in from The Truth About Chicago Sports, I had asked, or I had made the point of the reason why Caleb is so good on the move or running around is because he's not thinking. He is absolutely not thinking.
He's just reacting.
He's reacting to it. Get him under the center, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you got like the I don't know what receiver that he over or under threw or whatever it was, but then he's dirting the ball, and because now all of a sudden it's like he's thinking about it. Oh, it's there. It's wide open. Yeah. Oh, I don't have to. And therefore. And I don't know about you, Marcus, but when I thought about it too much, when I was either playing baseball or, tight end or whatever, and I was thinking about it too much, man, I sucked. I absolutely sucked. And I could, and I could freely admit it. So this is what I think is going on with Caleb. When he's
Think about the pass. Think about the touchdown pass to Olamide Zaccheaus.
Oh, dude,
That touchdown pass, only two other quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and maybe Josh Allen, can make that throw. They could thread that needle to that wide receiver. I mean, it went right past the Packers defender's hand into Zaccheaus' hands.
And
that's when you know that he was on the move, right? He was rolling to his right, and he's not thinking. He's just reacting, and he shoots a dart.
Yep.
Perfect dart.
And give me 1 second here. Oh, never mind. Something has gone wrong with the video, and whatever. Okay.
I will say this. Anytime you can make Tom Brady go, what the hell did I just watch? You're doing a good job.
I mean, the kid's special. And on that last play, going back to what Derrick said, thinking, not being able to react, he had three choices. Cole Kmet was actually the third choice. The first choice was DeAndre Swift. Second choice was to try to run for it. Third choice was Cole Kmet. So that's why he was late, because Cole Kmet was actually open a lot more earlier in the play.
Mm-hmm.
And if Cole Kmet had been the first read, it would have been a touchdown. But Cole wasn't the first read, so he's doing the job he's supposed to do as the quarterback. He's going through his progression. Swift, okay, covered. Can I run this? I'm not sure. I've got two defenders beating down on me. Oh, wait. Cole Kmet's wide open in the end zone. So his mind went from first down to touchdown. And that's split second. That's all the time you get out there with these athletes is that split second to have to, Cole Kmet's open. And, and it just, you know what I mean? He wanted to try to he didn't want to put too much mustard on it and throw it out the end zone. So he tried to put just enough to where Cole could, just have that. But remember, it's freezing cold out there. The football is heavier. It just is. When you launch in the air, it becomes heavier. And so when he's getting ready to launch it and he doesn't want to launch it too far, unfortunately, it just a second little late and just a tad underthrown. And that's where we're at. But at the same time, like I say, even if we score, the game isn't tied. So for people to say, that interception is, we were not the game. We still have a game to play. So there was no guarantee that the Bears were going to win. It just would have gave us that much more excitement. And that's what people got to understand. The Bears score that touchdown. They are not in the lead. They have the option to tie or go for two. You tie, you go to overtime. There's no guarantees, especially on the road. You go for two, there's no guarantees, once again, especially on the road. So I'm very pleased with the Bears' performance.
Yeah, and in what Ben Johnson was saying after the game, he said that had they scored the touchdown, that he would have actually gone for two. So, whether you lose it on that play, which, but there are a couple things to unpack there. And as far as I'm concerned, it was 4th and 1, and you were running the ball down their throats.
Very well.
So get that fresh, set of downs, man. As much as I was
win the game for you.
As much as I was like railing against them, kicking field goals in the red zone and everything at the very beginning of the season, I understand how Ben Johnson coaches now. But at the same time, It's like the way that the Bears were playing, you need every single, point. But something also to unpack upon, like what you were saying, the fact that Caleb Williams is starting to mature. And the thing of it is because when he was running for his life a couple of times and he was about to get sacked, he took mental account for like, okay, do I take the loss? Can I run for it? Can I, make the pass? Okay, nothing's open. So he got rid of the ball. He got rid of the ball a few times to where I think last season he would have taken the sack. So with that being said, he's growing.
Yeah, he's growing. And you know what? This team is growing. And, the funny part about it is that this team is still not at full strength on defense. They're still 2 defensive linemen away from being a dominant defensive front. The secondary has been riddled with injuries. Jalen Johnson was clearly rusty and was still playing on a pitch count. No Kyler Gordon, no Tyreek Stevenson. C.J. Gardner-Johnson did an admirable job, but, in that second half, they exposed C.J. Gardner-Johnson for what he is on the Bears, and that's their 4th cornerback.
Yeah, what do you got there, Andrew?
All right, well, Marcus, I wanted to talk to you about this. Everyone says, and I think Derek and I were talking about this a little, yesterday in the game, DJ Moore, I think, now I could be a little off, but I think he got 1 or 2 targets and 1 reception for maybe 2 or 3 yards. That's not quintessential of how they use DJ Moore, and I was kind of flabbergasted on why he wasn't used more, being a veteran receiver.
What are your thoughts, Marcus?
What are your thoughts?
DJ Moore, it's been something of a mystery. You got to remember, this goes back to even when Eberflus was coach. For some reason, when Caleb became quarterback, DJ Moore got lost in the shuffle of being a number 1 wide receiver. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's a rapport between DJ and Caleb, if it's just play calling. I don't understand it, because when DJ came to this team, he lit it up. Absolutely lit it up, and he was big playmaker, big run up the catch. I don't understand how we could go down a receiver, one of our top receivers, with a doomsday, and he had 3 targets. DJ Moore should have been the focal point of the passing attack.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's the one thing that's kind of stunning me this whole season is he's not getting near as many targets as I thought he would be getting.
And the one thing that I could possibly say about, that is the fact that, okay, the Bears have upgraded. They've got 2 decent tight ends. They've got a few good wide receivers. They've got thunder and lightning there in the backfield, even though if I'm stealing that from the, Detroit Lions. But, I mean, there's only one football to go around. 30 seconds, Marcus.
Hey, good way to show up, and even though we lost, I still think the Bears showed out. Let's get ready for the Browns, and then back to Green Bay.
Yes, sir.
Or take on Green Bay.
And that was Marcus Mack from The Truth About Chicago Sports. You could listen to his show here on WRMN 1410 AM every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. We will be back on the other side.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain-X. Elgin will hold its second public meeting on the Accessible Streets and Sidewalks Plan Thursday, December 11th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the center of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way. Residents can review proposed projects, provide feedback on priority routes, and help shape the city's plan to improve accessibility. A survey is also open through Christmas online. A historic house in downtown Plainfield will be transformed into a bed and breakfast style property for guests of sanctuary events. The village board unanimously approved the special use permit for the 1841 manor at 24044 West Main Street. Rentals will be limited to parties attending events at Sanctuary, with one group of up to 10 guests allowed at a time. The first floor will feature a king bedroom and bathroom, while the second floor will have 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Staff will include a property manager, housekeeping, and a guest experience coordinator. Owners say the manor will complement their event venue and hope to pursue landmark designation in the future. Batavia city officials have opened a temporary warming center at the police station of North Island Avenue in response to the extreme cold advisory. The center, open until noon, is available to elderly residents, families with young children, and others at higher risk from freezing temperatures. Officials caution that the center does not offer sleeping, hygiene, or food storage facilities. Visitors should also check in via the vestibule phone. Residents are also being urged to exercise caution outdoors, especially those with health conditions or mobility challenges, as dangerously cold weather continues across the area. Starting January 1st, hundreds of new Illinois laws will take effect, many impacting health and wellness. Insurance companies will now be required to cover brand name drugs when generics are unavailable, menopause health visits, infertility treatments, colonoscopies, and advanced breast imaging. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home. When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow after 11 p.m. with mostly cloudy skies and a low around 15. Temperatures rising to around 23 overnight. Looking ahead to Tuesday, a chance of freezing rain and rain after 5 p.m. with cloudy skies and a high near 34. Currently, it is 12 degrees and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, they're long-lasting, and they are made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo and the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online, and keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And of course, joining me in studio for today, it has been Andrew
Scheid.
Wow.
Man, I didn't know that's what you wanted me to do. What is going on, Chicago sports fans, man?
No, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. I just wanted, I was gonna hold it as long as I could, and then see what you were gonna do with it. But you cut me off there, and I appreciate you for doing so.
I mean, that was going on forever. I was like, where is he going with this?
Yeah. Andrew Scheid in studio with me. We're talking about Bears this entire 2 hours of this Monday Mayhem on Big Top Sports. And if you want to chime in for like the last 20 minutes or so, feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Of course, you can look at our beautiful, lovely faces here on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Join in the conversation. So what did you say you wanted to talk about this last?
Well, I think we should really talk about, because we didn't touch on it with Marcus, but how many wins do the Bears need out of these next 4 weeks to make it comfortably into the playoffs, where you're not just skinning it in by your teeth, but you're comfortably there?
Well, comfortably there would be all of them.
Right.
Comfortably there would be all of them. And with that being said, that would make the Bears 13-4. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that, depending on how the Rams and really the two teams that you need to worry about are the Green Bay Woodpeckers and the Detroit Lions. And currently, the Detroit Lions find themselves out of the playoff picture. However, they are in the hunt. So, and by all means, if the Bears win out, that also means that they beat the Detroit Lions on the last game of the season.
Right. And when you could come off like 5-12, 5-10 season and come back and be, if they do it, 13-4.
Well,
props to you as a team. I mean, I don't know what that front office did during the offseason, but it clearly worked.
Well, Kevin Warren and company got Ben Johnson and company, who kind of went around Ryan Poles. My opinion, which, in this day and age, sports talk radio doesn't really mean Smurf, really. I mean, let's be honest. But yeah, so the Bears are currently 9-4. They're second in the NFC. They were in first in the NFC North and in the NFC. Now they find themselves in the 7th spot. And yeah, so with that being said, the Bears' next opponent is going to be the Cleveland Browns at Soldier Field. Then you also have the Green Bay Woodpeckers coming back to Soldier Field for that Saturday game.
Right.
Then the Bears are going out to Santa Clarita to play the 49ers, who are currently 6th and in front of the Bears.
Right,
so if they beat the 49ers, they leapfrog them, hopefully. And then, hopefully the last game against the Lions doesn't really mean Smurf, because you've already secured yourself a playoff spot. But the way that it is now, yeah, these last 4 games are going to mean something.
Right. And I don't think it's been a while, and they touched on it all week with this Bears-Packers matchup. It has been so long since the Bears have had games this far down the stretch that have actually meant something.
Yeah.
At this point, the past 5 years, we've been playing, if we play the Packers, we're basically just playing to beat the Packers.
Well, there is that, because I believe it was the show that I did on Friday, I had basically gone down through the decades, that the last decades that the Bears actually had a winning decade against the Packers. I think it was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So
right before the Brett Favre era.
Yeah, right in the middle of the Brett Favre era, that's when things twisted and turned around a little bit. But yeah, I mean, okay, so you've got the Los Angeles, I'm going to start with the NFC conference. So you've got the Rams in first place. They're 10-3. The Packers are 9-3-1. They're in second. The Eagles are 8-4, who are also playing tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, then you also have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who is currently first in the NFC South, but they're at 7-6. Then you have the other powerhouse in the NFC and the NFC West, which is 10-3. The 10-3 Seattle Seahawks, and sitting at 6, right in front of the Bears, 9-4, and third in the NFC West is the San Francisco 49ers. So we all thought going into the beginning of this season that the NFC North would be the powerhouse division in the NFC conference, right?
Right.
Well, looking like the NFC West is just, chock full of ass kickers there, with the exception of, I don't know who. Oh, the Arizona Cardinals, right? Yeah.
Right.
And the Cardinals are out of it, sitting at 3-10.
I was about to say a couple teams have already been eliminated. I know the Jets are out of it. Like you just said, they're out of it. And, there's been a few teams already eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah. So, and let's just focus here on the NFC, let's see, try to get back to the Green Bay Packers, see what their schedule is. And so upcoming, you've got the Green Bay Packers. They go out on the road. They are facing off against the Denver Broncos. Then, I kind of like this. Then they come back to Soldier Field,
right,
and play them the following week. And then you have the game against the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh, that's
so.
They got a tough schedule.
This could be quite the 3 games, assuming that the Chicago Bears handle their own business,
right?
And we're trying to get into like the other people's business here, and then I would pretty much guarantee that the Packers beat the hell out of the Minnesota Vikings, because that's who they play on their last game.
Yeah.
So that was a crucial win for the Green Bay Packers yesterday against the Bears. And having been a playoff team before, and everyone there, especially Jordan Love, this being his 5th or 6th year in the NFL and actually playing now, that bit of experience came to light, where Caleb Williams is, still trying to find his way a little bit.
And it's like, and I'm going to say this, the 85 Bears team always said that one win against Miami really humbled us, and we needed it because it helped us. And I honestly believe this loss against Green Bay is going to help the Bears and show them we're not invincible. We can get beat. We need to make sure that we tighten up what we need to tighten up going into Sunday against Cleveland. And mind you, it looks like Caleb is going to be facing off against Shedeur Sanders. I don't want to say anything certain yet, but he has started the past 2 to 3 weeks for the Cleveland Browns. So it does look like you're going to have Caleb Williams against Shedeur Sanders, which I think a lot of Bears fans were hoping was going to happen at this point of the season.
Quite honestly, and this is just being me, I didn't put 2 thoughts into Cleveland. The way that I was thinking, and this is at the very beginning of the season, now with the Cleveland Browns actually having one of the better defenses in the NFL, it is a little kind of scary.
Right.
Kind of scary because, but then again, over the past few weeks, you've been dealing with the likes of Watts, Crosby,
right?
Micah Parsons, which you'll see him again in 2 weeks. Then you also have the other, stud linemen that they were playing up against on Black Friday.
Oh God, now I'm blanking on his name too.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's just. Where are we? Defense. Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, Sidney Brown, Reed Blankenship. I mean, those guys, are pretty damn good on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, with that being said, it's like they've been going up against good defensive line tackles and ends, for the last few weeks. At least.
I mean, this is true.
So, and for the Bears to hold their own against Micah Parsons yesterday, yes, I understand that he had like 8 pressures.
Yeah.
I understand that he was wreaking havoc. And I was quite vehemently yelling at the television for Caleb to run. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Live. Run. Run, Forrest, run. I mean,
yes.
But even with that being said, Did they get to him? I need to look this up real quick. How many sacks?
While you're doing that, I'm just going to give an update. The Chargers are currently beating the Eagles 7-3
in the
first quarter.
With
it's hard not telling me how many minutes are left here. Come on. I cannot find that. Nope.
Yeah. So Caleb got sacked 1 yard, I'm sorry. Caleb got sacked one time yesterday, and that was by Keshawn Nixon.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know we did take one sack.
No. My bad. Keshawn Nixon sealed the deal with the late interception in the end zone yesterday.
I thought he did get sacked once, but then I thought again, wait.
Well, it is showing that he did get sacked once. It's just not giving me the name of the guy that sacked him.
All right.
But even still, even still, you guys are currently listening to Big Stops. Oh, my good Lord. Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer on WRMN 1410 AM. And in studio is Andrew Scheid.
What's going on, guys?
And
we will
be
been there
back after these messages.
We've all been there, Derrick.
Sit tight. We'll be back on the other side.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Want to know what the shepherds did after they visited the Christ child? Read the short novel, The Good Shepherds, Christmas combat story by Michael Tooman. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That is PSYLINK.net. Papa Sierra Yankee, Lima India November Kilo, November Echo Tango.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day, and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
Welcome back into Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM. And sitting in studio with me, as he's been doing the last hour and a half-ish, 2 hours-ish, is Andrew Scheid.
What is going on, Derek? What is going on, Chicago sports fans? It's always happy to be with you on Mondays.
Well, I'm happy to have you. I'm glad that you are getting a taste of, this talking behind a mic thing, what we're doing here, and, trying to do at WRMN 1410 AM in Studio 14 on 14 Douglas Avenue. But before we go any further, hey, everyone, don't forget that it is Elliot and Susie C. in on the morning show, WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and Elliot, the L Train Serrano, and go to the WRMN Facebook page to check out what Susie C. Q of the day is for Tuesday, December 9th. And her question is, what are some of the best lyrics in a song? That is what you guys have to look forward to tomorrow. And I'm not exactly sure. It might be Blues Day Tuesday as well. But yeah, so join in. And as always, thank you for listening to Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM. And I hope you are staying warm out there because it is going to be mighty chilly this week and weekend. So where do you want to go from here, Andrew?
Well, one thing, because we were kind of talking about this before the break, how this loss to the Packers might be really good for the Bears. Mm-hmm. And I keep going back in my head. And yes, I wasn't alive. I wasn't born yet, but I grew up with parents that made me realize and learn who the 85 Bears were. I think I knew who the 85 Bears were before I could even walk.
Yeah, but they were the shuffling crew.
Yeah.
Shuffling on down, doing it for you.
Yeah.
They're so bad. Oh, they're so... I don't know. I lost the rest of it.
But anyway, I keep going back at all the documentaries I've watched, and there's a lot out there with all the players getting interviewed. And I keep going back to what Dan Hampton always said about that loss they took to the 49ers in '84 in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
They went back on the plane to go home. And I guess they had a whole talk on the plane was, next year, we're going to take the whole thing.
Yeah, probably with a little bit more colorful language than...
Yeah.
We're going to take the whole fracking thing.
Right, but I mean, so you have to think, was there some type of a conversation with the Bears after this loss to the Packers on the way home? Did something happen where they said, oh, we don't want this to happen again. Let's tighten up. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again.
Well, if they didn't have that talk during... the bus ride or the plane ride back from Green Bay, I'm sure they're going to have it at some point before they play the Green Bay Packers again. And this is the type of game where if I was Shedeur Sanders,
right,
and I'm sure Shedeur Sanders couldn't give two smurfs about the Chicago Bears because, well, he's Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
But if I were Shedeur, I would be very apprehensive about playing the Chicago Bears. Yeah. Not that he's going to be playing scared or anything, but this is the type of game that I was expecting the Philadelphia Eagles to play after they lost that, come from behind loss from the Dallas Cowboys to them, where they allowed 20 some odd points, where they dropped the lead, where they weren't getting the stuff done that they needed to get the stuff done with.
Yeah.
And because, who was playing the Eagles after that game? It was the Bears.
Yeah. And everyone thought, this is going to be an easy win for the Eagles to get back on track. That's what everyone was saying nationally.
Right. And which is why I'm thinking that the Chicago Bears, or I'm hoping that the Chicago Bears come out, use that game for fuel, much like you were talking about the 85 Bears with that one loss to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And using that for fuel, using this as a wake-up call.
Right.
Because, I mean, it was all fun in games while Ben Johnson is talking about, oh, yeah, I said that. I know he's a good coach and Matt LaFleur and everything. But
yeah.
And Matt LaFleur really didn't say Smurf this week.
I mean, they asked him about it. He said, I'm not going to comment on that.
Right.
I'm going to go, I'm going to go and I'm going to play a game. But in that respect, I've always said that. And, Green Bay fans, if you're listening, you can, in the comments, hound me all you want. I've always thought Matt LaFleur is cocky as all get out, and that's where his players get it from.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, at the same time, he was also the one that was saying after, the Green Bay players were saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go undefeated.
Right.
And he was like, whoa, hold on. Yeah, this is way too soon to be talking about like going undefeated. And they lost the following week.
Right.
So there's that. But I mean, at the same time, it's like with all the fuel and the fire and everything, where Matt LaFleur was getting a majority of the questions, I also think that Ben Johnson also got a little bit of humble pie, if you will.
Right.
Because
I think it also showed him he's not a dime coach, that he could still screw up at times too.
Oh, without a doubt. And if there's one thing that will be coming out over the course of the next couple of days, it is going to be like how Ben Johnson needs to be doing the thumb as opposed to pointing the finger. But there is a lot of pointing the finger that goes around, whether it be Caleb Williams or the defense. Last words.
Just hopefully this weekend with the Bears, they do a lot better and learn from their mistakes against the Packers. And in no way people should be counting the Bears out. Still stay behind them because they're there.
Yep. Thanks for coming in today, Andrew. I appreciate it. Thank you for Marcus Mack calling in and doing a half hour with us. Don't forget his show, Truth About Chicago Sports, every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. And then tune in for the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano. Have a great night, everyone.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be in